everyone, I'm Vaishnavi and I welcome you to the fifth segment of Conversation Corner. Today we have with us Mr. Tarun, who is an assistant professor at Gandhinagar National Law University. Today, he is going to share his views on sports law, which is one of the most emerging and intriguing fields of law.
Hello everyone, this is Tarun. I'm an assistant professor of research at Gujarat National Law University, Gandhinagar, and also a member of the GNLU Center for Sports and Entertainment Law. It is a pleasure, it is an honor to be here. Thank you very much, Legal Corner, for this opportunity. Today I shall be discussing majorly three things: what sports law is, the various issues and challenges in the area of sports law and policy, and finally, what are the employment opportunities one has in this domain. So, sports law basically deals with issues and challenges that arise during the execution and preparation of a sporting event. These can be contractual issues, issues associated to doping, match manipulation, human rights violation, and so on and so forth. And that's why it is very important to know the basics of every law that is taught in various law schools in the country, because sport does not, how should I put it? It does not work in isolation. So I recommend everybody to please, have some kind of grip on various law subjects that are taught to you. Be updated about, the recent amendments that are done to various law, and try to analyze how these amendments are going to affect the sports industry and the various stakeholders that are there in the industry. So, talking about issues and challenges, I urge all of you to read about the anti-doping regime that is present internationally and nationally. You've got the World Anti-Doping Agency, which is WADA, at the international level, and under that you've got the National Anti-Doping Agency, which is also known as NADA. There have been a few infamous cases of doping. One of them would be the Russian doping scandal that happened, because of which Russia had to face a ban from the Olympics. Read that case. You've got the McLaren report related to it, which gives you a detailed description as to how it happened, what all processes were taken. It was a state organized doping scandal. So do read the McLaren report related to it. At the domestic level, quite recently there was a tussle between the National Anti-Doping Agency and the Board of Cricket and the BCCI, wherein NADA was, actually it came through WADA as well. There was a pressure created on the BCCI to come under the ambit of NADA, because at the end of the day, they said that BCCI should be under the body which takes care of the anti-doping regime in the country. BCCI, I think, has its own lab, which is in Sweden, if I'm not wrong. Another very interesting area which one can look into is match manipulation. Issues related to match fixing, spot fixing, and then other kinds of match manipulation is a very interesting read. So I urge all of you to understand that scenario as well. Generally, match manipulation happens for economic gains, sometimes strategic advantage, but that impacts the whole sports industry or the whole entity of sports in a very negative way. You've got fans and spectators who watch a particular event to see the best level of skills, but as soon as you get to know that a particular match was manipulated or fixed, it's absolutely shameful for the athlete, and most importantly, for sport as an entity. Unfortunately, the domestic circuit, I would say, is not very upgraded in terms of how to handle these cases at the domestic level. We've got the IPC, which takes care of it, but still, there's a need of a particular law that can take care of match manipulation. Very interestingly, recently a report came in, which was by the Vidhi Center for Law and Policy and the Sports Law and Policy Center, Bangalore, it's a detailed report called Fixing It, which talks about match manipulation. So due to paucity of time, I'm just going to cover doping and match manipulation, but there are a number of other issues that you can look into. There are issues associated with contracts, a dispute resolution system, gender discrimination, human rights violations, so on and so forth. And don't just read about these issues, but also write. Because writing is going to serve two purposes. Number one is it's going to help to building your CV. It will polish your analytical skills. But another very important thing which writing covers is adding literature. You know, in relation to sports law and policy and governance. We need fresh perceptions, we need fresh ideas, how to make the system better. So please write, whatever you feel about a particular issue, put it on paper. It's very important. At the international level, you've got the International Sports Law Journal where you can get your work published. At the domestic level, GNLU has its own journal. There are a number of other domestic journals as well. You've got blogs where you can put in your work. Law and Sports is one of them. If I think at the domestic level, you've got the Sports Law Blog of India, which is called Extra Cover. So you can get your work published there. This brings me to the last segment of this video, where I'll tell you various internships and employment opportunities that you have in the area of sports law and policy. And I'll divide this into four parts. Number one is research and teaching. From where I come. If you're interested in academics and you want to do some kind of research in the area of sports law and policy, you've got a few international think tanks. You've got national, think tank at the domestic level. I mentioned about the GNLU Center for Sports and Entertainment Law, which gives you internship opportunities. You've got the Sports Law and Policy Center in Bangalore, where you can work. They also have Go Sports Foundation. You can try getting yourself an internship there. Maybe get regular employment there. Second is employment internship opportunities at various law firms. And to name a few, you've got Law NK, which is in Bangalore. You've got Krida Legal in Delhi. You've got Game Changer Law in Bangalore. These are very reputed firms. These are firms which have a lot of sports law and policy work. So you can apply to these firms and get yourself an internship. If your credentials are strong, you might get employment as well.
Thank you, sir, for having such an engaging discussion on the topic. I'm sure this will help our viewers understand the intricacies of sports law. For more such content and updates, keep following Legal Corner. Thank you.